Hello, this is John Smallwood, certified financial planner, senior wealth advisor at Smallwood Wealth Management. Today we're continuing the conversation on the wealth curve blueprint and focusing in on the wealth curve scorecard. Last time we were talking about the importance of maximum life insurance on the primary breadwinner in the household. The next section on the scorecard is the life insurance quality, okay? And when we say quality, as we talked about last time, the number one goal was to have the max amount of coverage regardless of the type of coverage. Within the types of coverage, there are many pros and cons. And some of the key things is having, one is the max amount of coverage. Two, it's going to be broken down between three major core categories: term insurance, whole life insurance, and universal life insurance. And the idea is that inside of that, there are many different product types and selections that all have pros and all have cons, right? But the idea is that within each one of those subsections, there are certain things that you want to have, such as in term life insurance. One of the most important parts is, one, having the maximum, but two, having that convertible to some sort of permanent insurance in the future without any evidence of insurability. As a young person, or now, you get your insurance maxed out, you want to have the ability to convert that to permanent as your circumstances and your cash flows change in the future. So what we look for is a balance in the types of coverage, making sure that the coverage is, from a quality perspective, that it can be converted to a permanent policy, that the permanent policy that it's convertible to is something that you would actually select and go out and purchase on the open market today. And companies and policies are constantly changing. And that's why one of the most important things in the planning process is to continually review your protection area, so that when you look at your life insurance and your disability insurance, you know that it's maximum and you're comfortable with converting a policy to a permanent policy, whether it be a universal life or a variable life insurance or a whole life insurance policy or a fixed index universal life policy, the type of insurance that you're comfortable with in your financial strategy. So as you look into the quality is going to be broken down by the mix of coverage that you have. Some of its permanency is going to have a factor on that it needs to be permanent to a certain percentage of the overall insurance. And as you get closer to retirement, you're really looking for a large portion of that insurance to be part of the overall plan, so that the life insurance cash values end up being a certain percentage of your net wealth or your net income or your net assets. And the death benefit is equal to maybe 1 times your estate value at that point in time. Sometimes slightly more, sometimes slightly less, depending upon you and your circumstances. Looking forward to building a curve with you, looking forward to reviewing your scorecard. You can reach out to us by going to smallwoodassociates.com and requesting Let's Get Started, or by calling us at 800-797-1000 and asking to set up a wealth curve conversation to begin the process. Free, no obligation. We look forward to hearing from you. Welcome to the end of the video. Smallwood Wealth Management is an investment advisor representative. The opinions expressed by Smallwood Wealth Management and guests on this show are their own. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. Information presented for this educational purposes only. Moreover, no listener should assume that any discussions or information presented serves as a receipt of or substitute for personalized advice from Smallwood Wealth Management or from any other investment professional, and is not intended as an offer of solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Smallwood Wealth Management is not a law firm or an accounting firm, and no portion of this presentation should be interpreted as legal, accounting, or tax advice. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as a recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Thank you for listening.